So welcome everyone to this new video, and in this video I am going to demonstrate our project home parking automation. And before that I am going to introduce myself. My name is Jignesh Kumar and I am currently in 4th year in computer science branch. And the problem statement for this project is basically in overcrowded cities like Delhi, Mumbai or similar type of metro cities, people can't find parking space at right place and right time. And the people having extra parking spaces or parking area empty at the moment also unable to use it in any fashion due to lack of time for making such type of deals and for these spaces basically. So we have created this solution in which I have basically designed a web application for the people who have extra spaces with their house so that they can easily use it, and basically they will rent their space and use it for business for profit without spending any extra effort in it. So apart from it, people who need the parking space can easily go through the web application, can easily search for the space in the area where they need it, and they can easily book the space. Basically a booking system is also available in the web application, and use the parking near them. And why the solution is unique? So this solution is unique because of the IoT installment, because the solution is IoT based, and it is fully automated and smart enough that the parking owner need not to indulge in any fuss while he get the status of his parking area in real time. So this makes this solution unique, and we have also integrated this solution with sensors, and I will discuss these things. This is the implementation thing in further slides. He can monitor that remotely from anywhere. Basically the fourth point suggests that the parking owner can easily monitor the space, rent the space he given to the user, whether his space is booked or not. And the same is also applied to the car owner who can also monitor their car is at the same place or not. So how the system works, this is the important thing. So after installment of our system, the owner will be able to allot his space for parking to the cars. Basically he will go through the application, and he need to turn on his space for renting for a specified amount of time and the price, and he also need to attach a price per hour. So we will see that when we will demonstrate the application for this project. So the next point is, first the owner have to log into our application and enter his location and time interval for which he can rent his space. I have already discussed it. Now as soon as the client booked his space, now at the client end, at the car owner end, basically they will search for the space. Currently we have only 4 spaces in our application, but we will integrate the Google Maps API so that user can search for the space and easily navigate. Also we will integrate the navigation thing so that they can also navigate to that space which he booked. The owner will get notified through email, and he will fixed amount into his parking wallet. So this is the thing. We will see that after successful booking, the ultrasonic sensor turned on and wait for the car status. So here comes the IoT part, in which we are turning on the ultrasonic sensor. Basically in this project I am using NodeMCU module. In the next slide we will see these things more clearly when I am discussing the architecture of this project. Okay, so we will move to next point, which says that as soon as the car will cover the parking space, ultrasonic sensor will detect the car, and NodeMCU will write the Firebase that space will full, and will also show up on the owner's page with an app notification. So we will see this. The parking will engage as per time interval inputted by the user at the client page. So the parking will engage as per the time interval. This is the thing, and we will see these things how I have implemented it. I have not completely implement this thing, but we will see that the time interval can be reduced if the car owner will leave the parking space before the expiry time, before the time of expiry. And the client have to inform the parking owner if he is unable to leave after the interval. If owner is not convinced for time extension, he will use button and call us for further help. So this is the thing. This is the negative triggered case when there is some kind of problem arises in this system. So the next point is the owner will get notified by the mail as soon as the booking time is over, and this is shown by external LED. Basically the LED indicator is also placed at the owner's house, which we will see the model of our IoT model in this video. So the next point is the booking is renewed and all actions are repeated accordingly. So this is the working, and we will understand this working more clearly when I am going to give you demo of the application, the web application which I have built. So the highlights of this project is people having extra spaces with their house will install our system to their area which they want to use as a parking, and now the car can book these spaces and after making payment to the owner wallet in the application. Apart from the houses, churches, bars or malls can easily use our system to automate to basically rent their parking slots in the off hours, in the off days or off hours. Basically these types of places, organizations are closed on weekends. So this is the other highlight of our project. So in corporate organization, our automated system can be used for parking of nearby cars in off hours and off days. I have already raised this point. So without any manhandling efforts, this is the important thing, because all these things which I have discussed is automated. Basically you don't need to do anything or turn on or turn off anything. All these things are automatically done by the IoT setup, which we will install at the organization or at the house. So we will now see the system architecture of this project. So we have two parts for system architecture. The first part is the IoT part, and the second part is the web application part. Okay. So in the web application part, I have used Node.js as a server. So and the Firebase database, Firebase real-time database as a database, and both these things will write and read data from the cloud Firebase real-time database. And in the IoT part, we have ESP8266 Node MCU module, which will send or write or read data to real-time Firebase database, and basically it will read the sensor data. Which sensor? The ultrasonic sensor. You can see here sensor 1 and sensor 2, parking 1 and parking 2 for a home, and you can see the owner right here. Okay. So basically how these things works, like first the owner request for installment of IoT system in his space. So we will go to that space and we will install the IoT setup there, and we will provide a parking ID to him. Okay. So after the parking ID, he will jump to our application, and he need to enter that he need to first log into our application and enter the parking ID, so that he can manage his parking space, duration, price and everything. We will see that those things in the demo, in actual demo. Basically we will see the application. So talking about the system architecture, I have discussed the IoT part, that ultrasonic sensor, when the car arrives here, the ultrasonic sensor value turn to 1. Basically it will send a signal to write Firebase database with some value change, and this will be detected by our Node.js application, and these things will help us in basically monitoring system. Basically implement this monitoring system which will show that when the car is in the space and when it will leave the space. And the indicator, which I have already talked previously, the indicator will turn on when any car owner or any user will book our system. Okay. When any car owner will book our system, the indicator will turn on, and when the car arrives, and after indicator turn ons, the ultrasonic sensor also turn on to detect whether the car arrives or not. So we can see in this architecture that web application is accessible to both user or car owner and parking owner. So these two these two were basically using our web application. And let's jump to next slide. The technology used. The three things which we are using here is ultrasonic sensor, which is HC SRS04, which is installed in the ground of parking area for detecting the obstacle. Basically, it will be placed in vertical manner, like upside down, to detect if the car is over that sensor, and we will detect that the car will be there. And the second thing in IoT is we are using ESP8266 Wi-Fi module for sending data from ultrasonic sensor to Firebase. Basically, it is a gateway. It is a gateway, so we are going to send data and receive data so that we can change the status basically change the status, and so that in form of LED indicator that when the parking is available and when it is not. The second thing is software part, which is Node.js for backend of application. Basically, we are not using any standard database like SQL or MongoDB, but we are using Firebase database. So we are using the client side thing, the client side Firebase functions. So I have used all these things in jQuery basically. So in Node.js, we have basically used Node.js for basically creating the routes using Express, and EJS and MDL for building front end. So MDL is not something different. You have already known the Bootstrap library. It is similar to Bootstrap, but it is created by Google, and it is something different and something good to use in this project. The third thing is the database used and real-time monitoring is carried on the Google Firebase platform. So this is the important thing, because real-time monitoring is the thing which we have achieved using Google Firebase real-time database. And the libraries which we have used in this project are Sweet Alert 2, Bootstrap Datetime Picker. Basically, we have used Linked Picker and Moment.js, Font Awesome, and Material Icons, jQuery countdowns, and these things you will see in the application and understand how I have used these things. So that's it. And now I am going to switch to this application. This is our application right here. Log in to your dashboard. Okay, so first let's say that we have a user 1@mail.in, and he need to first sign up. Basically, this is the parking owner ID. Let me write it on Notepad so that we can track all these things, because it's quite complicated if I talk. So we have owner, parking owner. Let's write more clearly. We have parking owner which have ID of user1@mail.in. So we are working on this, and we are going through the demo of our application. So first we need to see here the parking owner email. So first what we are doing here is we have to install our IoT setup in the parking owner requested location, and now he need to create a user. Let's assume the email ID of parking owner is user1@mail.in. First we need to create it. Let's create here user1@mail.in. Let's choose a password for it. So we have created the user, and now we need to log in with the same credentials which the parking owner set, which is user1, this one, and the password. And now we need to log into this application. Now we can see here that we are at our dashboard page, in which we have 4 locations: Noida, Greater Noida, Delhi, and Rohini. So let's assume that this owner, this user1@mail.in, this owner has the location Noida, and after installation of IoT setup to his location, we allocate a parking ID of 123 to him, and I have already set that for Noida so that he can access his location and access other things, like all the things can be accessed and managed by this the second card here, right here. And this first card is currently for booking the place, these 4 places, and we will see these things when we make this place available for booking, which should be done by the parking owner which own this space. In currently he knows that 123 is his parking ID right here, and he need to submit this button. So let's check the session. Okay, so fine. So we have to see here that set your parking space status and turn on your place for renting. So this owner user 1, you can see right here, email, need to turn on his space and set renting duration and set the price per hour. So let me set the renting duration right here, which will be the current time, which is 22 of August, 10:13 p.m. Fine. Okay, fine. So what is the duration for which he want to rent his space? So let's assume that he want to rent his space to 22 to 26. These 1, 2, 3 and 5 days, including this 22. Or we can choose from 22 to 23, simple, one day, 10:13 to 10:40 p.m. Let's check this to 90 rupees per hour at the rate, and we need to click on apply changes right here, and you can see slot status page is loaded, and in which he can see the real-time status of his parking right here, slot not booked. And this page will be automatically refreshed. Basically in the backend we are using the Ajax, so that this will be automatically refreshed, and the data will be updated as someone booked his space, Now let's assume the client or car owner, which we are assuming that he has an email of user2@mail.in. Fine. So we need to sign up and log in with another account, this one. Now we need to book a space with that user, with a new user. So this space is not booked yet, and now we need to create another account with another mail ID. Let's say the mail ID is user2@mail.in. This is the mail ID of a car owner who want to book a space, and specifically we are going to say that he want to book the space, this Noida space, which is available from 22 to 23rd, which we have already did. So let's create first we need to sign up with that user. Let's create a user here. Already the email address is already in use. Let's say we will use another one, user3. User1 is the parking owner, and user3 is the one who want this parking. Fine. So we need to sign up. Okay, so we have signed up with the user, and now we need to log in with the same credentials. Fine. So now click on this login button. This thing, the dashboard is now updated right here. You can see that this Noida location is now available for renting, available for basically booking, and we can see the price tag right here. Now this user wants this place to be booked, so he will click on this book now button, and this set booking page will open, and we can see here the booking data. So the place is available from 22 to 23rd, 10 to 10 p.m. So we will book it from 22 10:39 to 22, or we can say like we will increase it, and 23rd of 4 a.m. that is fine. It's around 10:39 to 4:40, so it's around 2 hour and 4 hour here. That is around 6 hour. The total amount we is calculated according to this 90 rupees per hour, which is 541. The 6 hour amount according to 90. So we will click this proceed to payment button, and slot duration is updated, and now we can view the booking receipt here. Fine. So click on this OK button. So we are at the booking receipt page, and now we need to pay. Click on this pay now button and proceed for the payment. But in this application we haven't integrated the payment gateway right now, so we will jump to our IoT parts, since after this payment the indicator, LED indicator at the owner house, you can see right here, this one. Let me check. Okay, so we can see that display capture. Okay, so here, right here, so we have this IoT setup installed at the owner's house at Noida location. So what we need to do here is we need to pay now, and after the payment, this LED, the LED indicator, which you can see right in the bottom right corner, you can see the right indicator will turn on as soon as I click on this pay now button. Fine. So we will not go to the payment gateway, we will directly payment success pop-up message, and after, as soon as we click on this OK button, if everything is working fine right here, Firebase connection, we can see that a red LED is turned on in the bottom right corner, if you can see in this IoT setup right here. Fine. And if we see in the serial monitor, we have some minor issues. It's connected, and the distance right here, you can see that 175 centimeter, that is no car is above the sensor right here, right now, like this sensor, this ultrasonic sensor, no car is above it. So as soon as according to my logic which I have used, that the distance is less than 10 centimeter, this location, this code is for the Noida location, and we will change our database and read the values and write it from we will basically writing it here, we will writing to this location, and this will be read by the application right here. So currently this Chrome one, this is the status updated right here, slot empty, that is the booking booked, this space is booked, and you can see at this owner's end. Fine. And where is the car client end? This is the user end. Car hasn't arrived, your car, the user 3 is not arrived yet, but we can see at the owner's end that his place is booked, and who booked his space, so booked by user3@mail.in, and this countdown timer which says that it will be free after 5 hours 57 minutes 31 seconds, and it's counting down. Fine. So now let's move a block in front of our sensor so that it will detect it, and we will see how it behave at this end, at this car owner's end. This is the client's end, basically user's end. How user as soon as the user reaches the booking space right here. Now let's make it, yeah, so we can see are you arrived at parking, this pop-up as soon as we get the value changed. You can see in the serial monitor also that the value changed from 176 to 3 and 4 centimeter, which is less than 10 centimeter, and we got this pop-up since this value is read by the Firebase, and we will see this pop-up right here. Fine. So is this actually him or not? So there are two cases, the positive case and the negative case. I have also considered the negative case, so that the security issue is also satisfied right here. No, it's not me. So that our team will get notified by our team will get notified for this as soon as the user is said that he is not arrived at parking. It is someone else or something which is interrupting this sensor or similar kind of activity. So if he click on this no it's not me button, so we will see a pop-up message again which says that don't panic, our team is looking into your issue, we will keep you updated on email. Fine. So okay, and we have seen this, some unauthorized car is there at your booked space. Our team is working on the issue, and the booking time is also freezed right here. So this user booked space for 6 hours only, 440 to 1040 to 440, but some interruption, due to some interruption, this happened to him. So I need to reverse back this thing by simply changing in the database that for this location the unauthorized car value is right here 1. So and the value is right here 1 right here, since the car is there. If we will move it, it's 0 in real time, you can see that. And no, the unauthorized, we will reversing this thing to normal state, and 0 is again no unauthorization, and let's move again. So I refresh and we will reach the status where car hasn't arrived, and we will see these things. And as soon as we will actually this user arrived, and now we will consider this case. Yes, it's me, the user actually arrived at the parking. And if he clicks on this button, you can see the status car at the parking at his dashboard right here, and also at the owner's dashboard where it says slot full, slot status, and at this point it says car at the parking. Fine. So things are clear, pretty clear now, but we will see from here that this slot status, basically the parking owner can get the slot status by simply clicking on this, typing the parking ID right here and submit it. And we can see this now we haven't got the space available for renting or anything. We get this thing, and we will click on the slot status button right here, and it says slot full, and booking time is basically counting down, so that in after 5 hours 53 minutes it will be empty again. So this is the users page. Fine. So the other thing which the next step is to when this user will leave. How do this user will leave? So he will simply move his space away from this sensor and move out of the parking. The simple steps. So let me see if you can see the setup right here. Okay, fine. So all he need to do here is simply move this vehicle away from the sensor, and we can see in the Arduino the distance again moved to 175 centimeter. Basically the car has moved away. So it says that are you leaving the parking? Then again 2 options. Yes, it's me. No, it's not. So this second case is for unauthorized movement, detecting the unauthorized movement. So okay, so if we click on this one, our team will again get notified, and we will send a specific email to the basically owner and the client, this client. So let's click on this. First we will check the negative triggered case. No, it's not me. So don't panic, our team is looking into your issue. We will informed of everything. We will keep you informed of everything. Fine. So car has been moved without permission. This is the very critical issue which we are considering here, and this thing is also detected very easily by our system. Fine. So let's move back to our original case, that the car is actually moving out. So we need to change some things in our database right here. First we need to place this thing so that the value become again 1, and we will change this car move to 0. Fine. And a simple refresh will work. Control refresh. So car at the parking. Fine. And we are back to our original case, and let's move the car actually out, the user actually moving out. Are you leaving the parking? Yes, this time this user is actually leaving the parking. Fine. So he will click, and we will see the thank you message. Fine. This is very clear out, and click on OK, and we will out of the dashboard right here. And if you can see now that I have already used 10 minutes of the parking. Okay, but we have more time. So but we have more time, but these things will be updated in the next booking. For the next booking, the time is updated to 10:48. Basically it seems that we have leave the parking at 10:47, 10:48 approx, and now this booking, this parking space is automatically updated after that time, after 10, as soon as this vehicle moved away from this parking space, this thing is all automatically updated. Basically owner no need to do things by owner anything. We are automated each and everything. Fine. So we have understood this thing, and this same thing is also updated. Slot not booked, and the available time is also updated, which is 10:48 now, and the previously it is around 10:14 I think, and it is as soon as car left it updated. So now we are going to talk about the third, the very important negative triggered case. Fine, the third one. So for this we need to make a booking of 1 or 2 minutes. So this is this case is that if the user will not move, and what will happen if he will basically he will not move his vehicle after the booking time expires. That is the case. Fine. So booking duration, we need to set it the 10:50. This is the current time right now, and let's make it very quick. 22 of August, and the time will be 52 is very fine. 2 minutes, only 2 minutes duration, and I will explain other things. The amount is only 3 rupees, 3 rupees, which is the amount, and click on this proceed to payment. Slot duration updated, okay, and booking data, this is the data which is going to be payment data. Booking receipt is here, right here. Let's pay it. You can now reach out the parking. As soon as we click OK, the red LED will turn on. So let's see if the sensors are working perfectly, then it would happen. So okay, the internet connection, yeah, red LED is turned on. 174, 47 centimeter, fine. 175, fine. So we can see that right now that car hasn't arrived, and the booking time is only 59 seconds, 57 seconds left. Let's move the car inside. Yes, car is arrived. Yes, it's me. Car at the parking right here, updated in the users page and in the owners page as well. So 44 seconds, after this 44 seconds we'll see what will happen. That is the thing, interesting thing, the negative triggered case. We will see we have used a technique. Basically we will charge extra money for next booking. In the next booking from this same application, with our application, we will charge extra money, and we will calculate that money according to the time he will spend more in the space right here. We will see that it will go in forward direction, not count down, it is counting up after that. Booking expired in 12 seconds right now, we can see that, but after that, after this time, we will see what will happen. You will see that car is still in the parking and extra charges applied. Extra charges will be applied according to the extra time on next booking. This pop-up message, and this is the basically in real application it will be notification, and okay, your booking time is over already. Extra charges will be applied for next booking, and 19 seconds is above. We will see how much extra charges will apply if we will approximate wait for 1 minute more. But let's see in the next, if the same user comes again, and not for another users, if the same user come again, he need to pay extra amount according to the time he spent, extra time he spent right in the parking. We will see that. Let's wait for 1 minute. Okay, let's see how this things goes. Yeah, it's around 57, 58, 59. Now let's move out the car. Okay, moved out. Thank you for using our service. Okay, fine. Yeah, we are using, thanks, we are leaved out. Okay, it's now 10:53, still available. This booking is still available because that it's around 1 day. The owner ran available it for 1 day. This Noida location for 1 day. Fine. So Now this is the same user, we need to book again, and let's see how much extra charges he need to pay. Let's book this space again. Let's see that. Okay, plus 1.57. Anything if we book for any time, which is 10:54, of course the current time, to 23 or maybe for 10, let's make it 12, 2 hour only, 10:54 to 12:55 am. So he need to pay 181 plus 1.57, 2 rupees or more. 181 plus 1.57 approximately 183, 184 approx. So let's see the booking receipt. We will see the total amount, not 181.50. It will be of course more than that. We will see that it will be updated right here. Okay, the internet connection seems quite issue here. Okay, let me turn off this one, and we are at right now. So you can see, okay, the booking receipt is updating. Let me check the internet connection. Yeah, it's working fine. It's working fine. So this thing will work like that, and we will see extra charges, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, it seems like it's getting some error right now, but we will integrate the things right here in the fashion I have told you, that he need to pay that amount of charges, which is 1.57 according to the extra time he spent. Okay, and in the more critical scenarios, we will also going to apply a chatbot or message box right here, so that the parking owner and client owner both can talk, and they will figure that out, that how much time he is extra spending in this space, because for personal spaces it might be a issue for that. And I think I have completed all the functionality and everything, and we have also discussed the working each and every part, and the database model is quite simple. I may share the code, but you need to first add me. You need to subscribe me, like the video and every aspects, and please help me to grow this channel, because the channel has reached the 200 subscriber limit, the mark, and if you make it approximately 1000 subscribers, and at least like this video, no need to subscribe if you are just watching it. So at least like this video for better reach, because I am thinking that this video should reach more and more people, so that the idea can be explored more, and people who want to work on this idea can easily work it. Or if anyone want to contact me regarding this idea and regarding the implementation part, and if you want to expand it, and we will definitely discuss these things actually. And for the next video on this channel, I will definitely post it in week or two, MQTT session, a live session definitely. And for now I think we are done. So please like, share and subscribe this channel IoT Guy, so that you can get more content related to Internet of Things and similar domains and related domains. I am also covering AI ML as well, but the main focus of this channel is to provide you some good content about IoT. Thank you all.